I just wanted to talk about something all new players need to do more. This will single-handedly increase your ability to improve and your ability to win without developing bad habits. The secret is patience. Patience as a beginner can mean many things, and I will talk about patience in all aspects. But the first usage of patience is going to be within your matches. In your matches, especially with other new players, you will notice either yourself or the opponent doing odd or unsafe things that can be exploited. And there's a value to taking risks, but they should be calculated. The issue is, as a new player or a player who's unfamiliar with the game, this can result in a lot of situations where you don't know if the risk you're taking is actually a good one. I will show some gameplay of myself playing Zoe for the first time, and before I start, I have nothing against this Belial, and I'm just using this to show how to deal with an opponent who's abusing strong moves within their kit. Since this is the first session of me playing Zoe, I don't really know what I'm doing with this character, and I barely know anything about her moves. And the first thing you'll notice is that I play a lot of defense and heavily rely on pokes to catch the opponent. Most of what I'm doing is just poking and defending. Keeping the risks I take in these fights really low allows me to exploit the risky things the opponent does a lot easier. For example, this Belial loves to use his unique move a lot, which is the walk that counters when he gets hit. It can also be mixed with a command grab that is hard to deal with, making it a pretty strong tool. I take a mental note of his over-reliance on the unique move and start to find solutions with the tools I know to punish it. Keep in mind, I'm sticking to what I am comfortable with. This is 100% something you should be doing as well. Don't just use tools you might know are good if you don't understand how to use them. This Belial is a perfect example of that. He knows his unique move is good, but he over-relies on it and spams it far too much. Which does work to some degree, but doesn't allow him to improve or develop a game plan that gives him a good risk-reward situation off of his unique usage. Patience on my end allows me to completely break him down slowly, because I know what he's abusing to win. As the game progresses, you might also notice that I can't really do any combos, and I don't really know what to do on offense. And this is perfectly fine as well. Keeping your game plan super simple with keep out and keeping your offense and defense really tight so aren't many big openings is a great place to start with a character. As I get better with Zoe and I play more games, I might notice more times or opportunities where I can use certain tools to cause certain situations. The next part of patience is accepting you will defend a lot against stuff you don't understand. And your job is to try and punish it, and if it doesn't work, keep a cool head, eat the damage and try again. Or try and realize that you should keep blocking and look for another opening. One point I do want to say is that patient doesn't mean being passive. You should try to take your turn back and you should try to do pressure. Just be safe with how you do it and be okay with going back to neutral or defense, especially if your character does not have a DP. The next thing with patience is learning that losing is okay. Just because you didn't win a match doesn't mean you didn't learn something and doesn't mean you did bad. You could have defended well but not taking your turn back when you should have. Maybe you didn't take enough calculated risk, or maybe you let the opponent abuse one of the flaws in your game plan. As you play this way, you'll be able to calmly and easily see the flaws you have and work to fix them one at a time. A lot of players like this Belial try to do too much too fast and they end up spamming too much, inputting things in the wrong situations because they didn't understand the tools they're using, or hit a wall where they don't understand why they can never seem to go up in rank or improve. The final thing I want to say is be patient with yourself. Far too often do I see new players expect themselves to deal with all the situations that get thrown at them perfectly. Focus on one situation at a time and make it second nature, and then learn a new situation. For example, if you get jumped on a lot, learn how to stop them from using jump, and now they have an entire option they lose access to because you are so good at defending from the jump in. A lot of players will panic or keep messing up and lose because of one simple option they are missing or overusing. In this case, I notice he doesn't stop me from jumping and he overuses his unique button, so I abuse jumping against him when normally I don't jump that much. He has a flaw that could be fixed, and he might not even see it because he's so focused on pressing buttons. I do want to talk about the rest of these games, just to show how I adapted. The main thing I noticed is that his command grab and his U are both susceptible to jumping. So I start jumping a lot more to deal with those options. And the main reason why I'm comfortable with that is because I don't see him often anti-airing that much. Right there he uses DP, and he does do that a lot, which is what I was talking about with newer players trying to do too much. He's using that option without knowing why he's using it or when to use it, so I keep punishing him for it. Obviously not for a lot of damage, just because I don't know what I'm doing with this character, but for some damage. There I get command grabbed, and now I'm just trying to take my turn back, but I use the wrong poke and then I get grabbed, and that's game 2 lost. So going into game 3, my main objective is mainly to jump and punish the U and command grab. And I'm not sure if you've noticed yet, but he has been doing it a lot less than in game 1 and in game 2. There I used the laser option because in game 1 it actually hit him mid-screen and above when he was dropping down to do the overhead. There again, I just used too slow of a move to poke and I wasn't ready for it. And then after his 1, 2, 3, I just do a quick poke low just to try to take my turn back. And here I'm just trying to defend and wait for an opening. I just mistimed my opening to start pressure, and I just get hit by the projectile. There I just tried to use the projectile to get out. The 50% version didn't work, and then I missed a hit confirm, which led me into a situation where he could run up command grab. He whiffs the command grab because I jump over, like I was saying. I was trying to do that a bit more. And then I misuse my down EX special in the air, which does like a laser shot in a downwards direction, and at the time I didn't know that's what it did. There I thought it was going to be a good round start move, but it wasn't. And also there when I got hit by it, I was just doing the projectile because I thought it was fast enough to recover so I can defend against the overhead from his U. Here's just normal defending. I accidentally stood up and stopped blocking, so I got hit by the projectile. Then he started using his U when I'm already on defense, and there was more pressure for him to go on offense. So I just stayed on defense, and for some reason he used U in the wrong situation, which allowed me to just back throw him into the corner and put him in this situation where I get a decent hit into okay damage. By the way, I just made that up on the spot. It's nothing special, but it's just something to note. Like, you can just do like auto combo into super. That's kind of what I did there. I ran up and blocked, thinking he would probably do his U, thinking like I was gonna do a frame trap or something, so he can just mash U against it. And I end up punishing him because he tried to go on offense when it wasn't his turn necessarily. There, I did end up using the down EX special as a way to round start, and it led into this decent situation. He does throw break when I tried to throw. I messed up a combo, which is perfectly fine. I was just jumping to see if he was going to do command grab or U. I jumped back because it's safe. Then I jumped in and then ended up catching him with a button and just hit confirmed it into auto combo with super to finish the game. But basically, up until this point, I was just abusing the fact that he was using U and command grab so much, and I conditioned him towards the end of the game to not use it, and he kind of broke down because he didn't have other options to use really. But that's all I really want to cover. Thank you so much for watching.